All right, Ola, pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you, bro.
Mate, this is an honor for me. Let's get straight into this. How would you describe yourself in 5 words?
Comedian, Christian, intelligent, principled, idealistic.
Idealistic. I like this. So your list of accomplishments is impressive. It's long.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
long and impressive.
Thank you, man.
You won the Joke Nation talent search in 2015.
Yeah, that was mad.
You've been on E4, Comedy Central, ITV4, MTV Base, Channel AKA. You performed all over the world. You got a viral video where you prank called a BNP. That was one of my favorite ones. I'm not gonna lie. You've been on BBC Radio 4. You got your own website, olodecomedian.com.
Yeah.
You've done all those things, and you recently, I think like last year, you started a project called Sunday Service.
Yes. Yeah. That's one of my I would say at this point, maybe my magnus opus. It's the one thing I'm really proud about, I'm passionate about. So basically, I was preparing to do another Edinburgh show. When you're a comedian, sort of the mainstream comedy scene goes to Edinburgh for the festival every August, and you usually take like a 1 hour show up. And there's a lot of narrative and thoughts and blah, blah, blah. So I was preparing for that, and one of the ways you do that is you do preview shows where you work out your material, work in progress. And I was doing that, and I was like, I really enjoyed the opportunity to just try out new things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do this every week, but I want to find a way that's actually interesting for me to try out new things, but also for the audience to try out and come and see new things. Because seeing jokes that some work, some don't, can be quite tiring. But if there's a format around it, it can actually work. So I literally went back to my house that evening. I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, yeah, I want to get the space at this comedy club. I want to do something there, like maybe like every Sunday. I could call it like Sunday service, and it's like themed like a church service. And then I started going from there. Yeah. And then within 2-3 weeks, I had it up and running. I was like, let's go with this.
Yeah.
And one of the crazy things was everyone was down for it. You know, the venue, they were down for it. The team members who came around me to help me build the show, they volunteered, and really got behind the vision. So for me, I was like, this needs to happen.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been such a success. It's been such work as well, such a hard slog. But the fact that I'm still going is part of the reason why I think it's such a success. So it's themed like a church service, but it's obviously not church. It's a comedy show.
Yeah.
But it's like an immersive experience.
Yeah.
And we just keep extending the church format, but putting it in a way that everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like when you come in, we give you like a fake communion. There's a slice of pizza and a shot of Ribena.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, even though that's, it's part of the experience, you know what I'm saying? It's very important. It's not, there's bits of stand-up in the show, but it's not all stand-up.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to give an experience where people could come in and get some of that good vibes you get when you go to church and you have a good service. You come out and you get that feeling of belonging to something and being encouraged and entertained.
Yeah.
In the case of this show, maybe in church, maybe not so entertained, but some of that good feeling and package it in a way that anybody could find it and it could be accessible. And also, I find it very important for me to use it as a way to serve people. One of the things I always ask myself as a comedian is, well, why am I a comedian? Like, if it was like a post-apocalyptic world and there's like a few people left on Earth and they're figuring out like who gets to live and who has to die, why would you keep me alive?
Yeah.
For some dumb jokes? Nah, I'll go quickly. But if you are of use to society and you can prove you're use to society, I think that then you live beyond your job title.
Yeah.
So if you're a teacher, that's one thing, you get to just follow a curriculum and so on. But if you genuinely inspire children's lives, you can actually inspire the minds that go to do the same things that, make your life better, make life better for the rest of the world and so on. I see Sunday service as a way of serving people. It's not all about me and, just come and see me perform. I want to. In fact, most of the show isn't me, and most times I don't even appear on stage these days.
Oh,
but
wow.
what I do is provide a space in which other comedians get a chance to try out their new material. So I'm serving my colleagues, but then also the people get to come and enjoy a show that will encourage and has a nice vibe and a nice tone to it.
Yeah.
So you walk away feeling great. Like this was a fun evening. It wasn't just entertaining. It was nice and uplifting.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I like that. How have you been able to create that vibe at your Sunday service?
I think I am somebody I love attention to detail.
Yeah.
So I've been very, very focused on every aspect of details in the show. So even things like the pizza and the Ribena, those are things that sort of come over time because I'm like, I need something that lets people know when they come in that they're valued. You know, you come to a comedy show and they're like, oh, your seat's over there, you just go find a seat. When someone hands you some food and some drink, you feel welcome.
Well, it's like a personal touch.
It's a personal touch, exactly. You know, there's bits of the show that have been added over a period of time that have contributed to the vibe. And I've been very sensitive to the vibe. Like, I have to be honest with myself. If there's a part of the show that always dips, the energy always dips, people don't enjoy it, I have to work out a way to make that work.
Yeah.
I have to work out a way to make it smoother.
Yeah.
I work with great people as well.
Yeah.
The people on the team are great. I love my team at Sunday Service. They're all passionate people who have decided, I want to put my time and energy behind this. And they bring the source every single time. And so I'm grateful for the team. And the last thing I'd say is taking time to not only just value them, but listen to them. You know, there was definitely a moment towards I'd say like 3/4 of the way through last year, where I specifically took money out the budget and said, we're having a team meeting. Everybody's going to come out for a meal, and we're all going to sort of I wanted everybody to give their own voice and their own thoughts and their own opinions on how to build Sunday service.
Yeah.
And so the DJ obviously gets to see things from her DJ booth.
Yeah.
And so she sees things I don't see.
Yeah.
She knows things I don't know. And taking the time to listen to her means that the show overall gets better.
Yeah,
so it's part of it is like learning how to manage people and manage people's talents and their own gifts and use that to build the project.
Yeah.
So, you know, managing that vibe is not something I can say I've done by myself. It's just been a God-given wisdom to know how to use the tools available to me and paying attention to those details.
That's blessed. You need to.
Indeed, it's very important. Anybody that, you know, wants to be on a project, the biggest thing I learned last year is the importance of squadding up and finding the right talents. You know, sometimes we get into this sort of self-made ideology where it's like, oh, I can do everything myself.
Yeah.
And the truth is there is a certain amount to which you do need to get yourself off the ground.
Yeah.
So then people can see you have a vision. And then when you have a vision, there are right people out there who are going to come alongside you and help you build your vision.
Yeah.
And you need those people. And you need to know how to interact with those people, how to give those people what they need as well, how to make it worth their while. And learning how to work with others is so important for any dream you want to do. But if you want to go quickly, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together. You'll burn out if you try and do it by yourself.
Well, that's the thing, because people are on this self-made, you're a self-made person, and no one's ever really self-made, are they?
No one.
No one's ever really self-made. You've got a team behind you, or you've got the right people around you.
No one is self-made, I'm telling you, man. And we need to start looking more at those people who help people get to where they're going. And not only that, some people who are watching this need to realize that they are somebody who's going to help someone get where they're going. Not everyone's going to be in the spotlight. Sometimes you have what it takes for someone to get where they're going, and that's just as valid and just as important.
As being in the spotlight,
Exactly. I mean, I've done it myself for just over a year, from like 2016 to 2017. I was managing a rapper. Now, as a kid, I would have loved to have been a rapper.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm not supposed to be a rapper. But this guy, I genuinely believe in his talent. So I'm going to put my time and my effort into trying to get him gigs or trying to promote him and so on, because I want to see him go far.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And we were able to do some amazing things. Just that in that year alone, it's unbelievable what we were able to achieve just by working together.
Yeah.
You know, he ended up doing international shows, his first international shows in Paris and in LA, and you know, he was playing Afropunk, and you know, all these opportunities came, and it's not because I'm such a great manager, it's just because he started getting somebody who was in his corner, who was thinking differently to him, who was like, no, let's do things a different way. Let me bring my own skills and talent.
Yeah.
And so I needed that for myself as well. You need that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brother with the camera, you need that as well. Everyone needs someone to come alongside them and bring a new energy and a new...
Yeah, because you need that freshness, you know what I mean?
So Sunday service, it's, by the way, I want to mention, just in case anyone's trying to check it out, I kind of run it as a secret congregation at the moment. So the ticket link only gets sent out to people on the mailing list.
Okay.
And so if you want to get on the mailing list, I say follow us on social media. We open up membership from time to time, and then we close it back again. So if you're following us, you'll know when it's open, and you'll get a chance to join the membership, join the mailing list. And when you're part of the congregation, you get ticket links. We have a secret location we started this year, and we're not allowed to just bring anybody in. So that's one of the reasons I've had to make it more of a secret thing, rather than just come one, come all. But if you are interested, follow us on social media. The Sunday Service with Ola on Facebook, Sundays with Ola on Twitter, and Sunday Service with Ola on Instagram.
Cool.
Follow one of those, and then you'll know when membership is open.
In order to get to the stage you are at, you had to go for a journey.
Yeah.
So what helped you to decide to become a comedian? What inspired you?
To be honest, the comedian who made me want to be a comedian was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I was watching so much stand-up comedy at one point that I found myself consistently quoting stand-up comedians. And comedians almost became like my philosopher kings for life.
Yeah.
You know, whenever there was any issue to discuss, I knew what some comedian had to say about it. And I found that not only did these comedians have a way to make a joke about it, but they had a way to give a message about it. And I knew that most people aren't going to just sit there and listen to you just tell them about stuff. If you're making them laugh, they'll accept almost anything. And I thought it was so powerful. And comedians just became like these superheroes to me. And eventually it was towards the end of first year at uni, all the lectures were done, all the exams were done. And me and my girlfriend at the time, we went and bought the box set of Def Comedy Jam, and we just sat there and watched it back to back and just ate junk food and we're just having the best time. But the thing I noticed about it was that on Def Comedy Jam, there's some great comedians on there. You know, people who you may not even know of, and some that you definitely know of. You know, I saw Jamie Foxx on there, I saw Dave Chappelle on there, I saw Chris Rock. You know, I saw all kinds of people. Martin Lawrence, obviously, you know, who went on to become huge names. But then there were also some terrible comedians on
Well,
there.
that's the thing, and it's like a breeding ground. Do you know what I mean, for up and coming comedians?
It was, yeah. It was definitely. There were a lot of people on there who, you know, may have done well in their own towns or blah, 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 but we got a chance to be on the Def Jam, and I just didn't find them funny. But the thing that inspired me about it is that they were on Def Jam.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm inspired both by those who are good and those who are bad. Those who are good who make me feel like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this well. I want to be amongst you guys. And then for the ones who were terrible, I was like, well, if you're doing it, I could definitely do it. I can't be that bad. No, I have to do this now. So I'm inspired by both sides. I'm inspired by the people who do it well and the people who do it terribly.
It's good to see.